The reason why ECP is extremely relevant at this point of time is the huge percentage vacancy that we see in institutes of higher education, especially in management institutes across the country. That's one motivation. There's upwards of 30% vacancy in professor positions and faculty positions across all of these institutions. That's point number one. Point number two is the fact that the National Education Policy of 2020 mandates professors of practice in institutes of higher education, and that's even more relevant in management institutions because as a career academician, of course you can teach theory, you can teach academic concepts and frameworks to students, but when you bring people from the industry into the classroom and they're able to blend their understanding of what truly happens as well as the theory that can explain it, the kind of teaching and learning that can be imparted to students is of a completely different degree, and that is why we believe ECP is super important, relevant at this point in time. Look, as a practitioner who's been in the industry for over 27 years and who's later done a doctoral program and now is embarking on a new journey as an independent academic, one of the things I've realized is, of course, I have experiential learning from my time in the industry. There are war stories, there are battle scars, and I can narrate many an anecdote to keep a class engaged. But then I realized that I can engage a class for maybe a 2-hour session. But if I want to convert that into a long format course, a full credit course, which is 15 to 20 hours, it needs more than war stories. And that is where a program like ECP would truly amplify the impact of what I can deliver in the class. For example, through this program, I can learn how to design a curriculum. I can learn the difference between designing a curriculum for, let's say, an MBA program versus an executive MBA program versus an executive education program. That's number one. Number two, I get to learn how to design a specific course, starting from who is the target audience, what are their learning objectives, what kind of topics need to get covered, how do I decide what are the cases readings to provide to those students in the class, how do I conduct a session, how do I plan interventions so that the class can participate in the entire learning as opposed to it being a monotonous dialogue from my side, as well as how to design the entire evaluation. Now, these are elements of the ECP program that if I had learned maybe a couple of years ago, it would have made me a much better academic, but then again, it's never too late.